Just get stronger. If you don't kill me, dog, I just get stronger.
Welcome back to Black Republican Radio. I'm your host, DJ Johnson with
IJ Washington.
What's up, man? Talk about it. Put it out there. Let's talk about it.
Well, today they had I love my state. Let me clarify and let me start right there. I love my state. I love being from Alabama. This is the only place I ever knew in life, as far as like where I'm from. And they always say you can't help where you're from, you just have to be proud of it. So I embrace all the negativity that comes with it along with the positivity. But today, I just really have to talk about how ignorant as a state we are. And it just blows my mind. On one hand, they just voted to cut 140 teachers from the Montgomery public school system. On the other hand, they're voting right now to get rid of abortion within the state. Two completely different subjects, but both of them focusing on kids. If you're cutting teachers' salaries and things of that nature, what are you going to do with these children that are being born in this next generation? There's nobody out there to teach them because you are now taking the resources from the teachers and the adults that we had and you're displacing them. So now that all these new kids that are coming up, who's going to teach them? And the teachers that are there, the problem is now that we're overcrowded. We have lack of resources when it comes to kids nowadays. So today, what I'm trying to figure out is why is my state so backwards when it comes to the education and the betterment of our young people?
Well, one of the things I got to say, I'm really disappointed in MPS particular. It's like the school system is getting worse. I don't know how we're going to solve this problem. I think it's been going on probably about 10, if not more than that, years now, and it's getting worse. I'm afraid for the kids. No education means no job and lack of opportunities. Now, with that being said, how many kids are going to be in a classroom? Is it 40 for one teacher?
I mean, and then you have to look at the areas that you're getting this from. Where are these mostly hit at? In your urban-based communities, your low-income housing places. These are places that these are going to feel these effects the most. It's not going to be your Lamp or your BTW, your Baldwins, your Madden schools per se. It's going to be your elementary schools. And these regular and it's the regular schools that get around here because teachers already nowadays are overworked, underpaid. But you know what I find and what keeps me warm at night?
What's that?
They always running commercials about getting correctional officers. They got great state benefits for you, great opportunities here and there. So you've got more room and more space to lock my generation up than you do to teach them. Once again, there's a problem with that.
I agree with you.
There's a problem when I can get 140 well-educated individuals who willing to give up their time and their patience to betterment the next generation and fire them, but I've got great state benefits and I've got enough money to keep you locked up, and I've got enough money to get people that's hired to keep you locked up. It's systematic slavery all over again.
So what are you saying? You saying the prisoners and the prison guards, especially the prison guards with the great benefits, you think the state consider them more important than our teachers and the teachers teaching the kids?
I mean, let me ask you a question. I can take one individual and lock him up for the next 80 years, and I'm generating money off him for 80 years or however long he's there. Because for everybody that I got in there, there's money that's earmarked and reserved for them. So I get more money as a private institution, as a state, keeping more people locked up than I would educate, because it's systemated. If I don't teach this young child when he's 4, 5, 6 years old how to be educated, learn how to do, count, read, write, comprehend, By the time he gets 12, 13, 14, he's lost interest in these things. He's ready to go thugging and bugging. Now he's in the system. Once he gets in the system the first time, anything that he does after that, he's going to be a repeat offender. After so long, his mentality and his mindset is, hey, it's a lot easier for me to just stay in jail than it is to get out here in the real world.
So would you say Alabama might be running a private for-profit business systems off the people they lock up back?
It's not just Alabama. Look at your South. Look at the tenure and the history that we have as far as slavery ended way longer than anything that we give it credit for. But then that's when they came in with your Jim Crow laws and other things that kept us in servants and fortitude for so long. You know, black people have been getting locked up. Minorities have been getting locked up for so long, and things have been displayed to where it's our fault because we continuously allow it to do it. You know, not to get off that subject, but what I always find is that all your good gangs or your most powerful gangs are usually gangs. They're not individuals, they're gangs. And what I mean by that is that think outside of a Blood, think outside of a Crip, think outside of a Hell's Angel. You know, the police department, that's a gang. Something happens to one, all of them ride. You know, there are more citizens than there are policemen, but they've put enough fear into you to where you could see somebody sitting over there getting beat up by the police, you won't intervene because that gang mentality is gonna come out there to you. The IRS is a gang. They can come take anything that you got and then some. The feds, that's a gang. Like, we have so many gangs that are here to help keep us down. And like I say, it's all systematic because an educated black man does nothing for me as much as a incarcerated black man. I can generate more money out of this incarcerated black man than I can this educated black man, because this educated black man know what's going on too much.
So you think that's a big part of the failing school system? I thought that once too, and I still think about that in some terms of it. By them making the school system insequential to the kids, that's creating a criminal. Maybe in the system it is. Maybe that's where it starts at. Make an inferior school, want the kids to drop out, no discipline, which create crime, create other things that's not healthy for the kid. That's where the system starts at. That's where you think?
I'm thinking, yeah, I do. Because look at it this way, and if I'm lying, I'm flying. Name one HBCU university that you know that isn't surrounded in a project, that isn't surrounded by a project. We can go to Howard. We can go to.
I've never been to one except Alabama State.
I mean, what's surrounded by Alabama State?
You got Patterson Court, downtown.
I'm saying, which one is closer, Patterson Court or downtown?
Oh yeah, of course it's Patterson Court.
Okay, now you've been to Auburn too, right?
Right.
Do you know one hood that's surrounded by Auburn? You have apartments, you have complexes, but you don't have any hoods. You get what I'm saying? Even at our highest level of education, they still put us in places to remind us of where you come from and that there's a straight and narrow line that you need to go. Now, if you ingratiate yourself into going to one of these more balanced or white institutions, Alabama, Auburn, places like that, you don't see those kind of things. But even in Tuskegee, you know what I'm saying? Tuskegee is a privately owned institution. But if you look at the entire city of Tuskegee, it's not booming like that. Tuskegee doesn't have the same resources that Auburn does. If you get sick in Tuskegee right now, it's a 30-minute ride one way or another, either Auburn or Montgomery. So you got to hope to live long enough in order just to make it to the hospital.
That's very interesting, man. You say stuff like that. But I guess me and you, that's where we different at. Pardon the road. because even though it might be a system that hold us back, it's one thing that make us break out of that system, and that's a good education.
You're right.
A good education takes you from the worst to the best. And to everybody that's listening, especially young kids, it don't make a difference where you come from. That's not your finished product. God got something big for you. So don't worry about what kind of system they set up. You just be a system breaker
Well,
in a positive role.
and I completely 100% agree with you on that. But a man that never learns how to fish or never learn how to fish, and you have to have somebody there that cares enough and has enough time and compassion to teach this man how to fish. And the only thing that's worrying me now is that the people that are there to care and worry about it, they're getting rid of them. And that's what my energy and that's what my disdain for a system is going. Because like I say, when you have good people in places, you can't say, okay, you can finish this project and you can start here when the people that are helping you do it are themselves getting displaced. I can't teach for free. They won't allow me to teach for free, but I have to pay a bill.
Right.
So if you're taking 140, that can't even say they're good. We can't say these are outstanding people or teachers, but you take 140, what are you replacing them with? What is your systematic plan in order to make sure that this man has the same opportunity that this man does? Let's not cheat what we have, and that's the only thing that has me scared and worried is that they're taking our resources from us. And if you don't have any resources, what good are you? It makes no sense to live in a desert if you don't have a bed of water somewhere by you, an oasis or something, the way you can you'll die. And I just don't want to see us dying off.
Oh, yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. Okay, our time is about up. We want to thank you for listening to Black Republican Radio. And to all those teachers out there, we proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep God first, and everything going to be okay. And IJ, we out.
Have a great one.